My name is Marlena Snellick with A Plus College Ready, and we are ready to start part 3 of our unit on solutions, talking about percent solutions. So there are 3 major ways that you can calculate percent solutions. You can do percent by mass, percent by volume, and you can do molarity. Now we've already dedicated a whole section of our notes on molarity, so we won't repeat that, but we will take a look today at percent by mass and percent by volume. Most of the time, if you're looking at percent by mass or percent by weight, this is when you are dissolving a solid into a liquid. So we look at the mass of the solute in grams and we divide that by the volume of the total solution. And make sure when you do this that you're looking at the volume of the solution, not just the volume of the solute like we did in molarity. So you're going to divide those out, and because it's a percentage, then we multiply by 100, and that tells us what percentage of this solution is made up of that solute. So an example problem would be, what is the percentage by weight of a solution that contains 10 grams of NaCl dissolved in 100 milliliters of solution? So I take the mass of my solute. In this case, that would be my sodium chloride. That's what I'm dissolving. So that goes on top, 10 grams. And I'm going to divide that by the volume of the solution. So the solution was 100 milliliters. And then I'm going to multiply that by 100. And you can just put that in your calculator. And so 10% of the solution is sodium chloride. So that would be the percent by weight that is sodium chloride. If you are dissolving a liquid into a liquid, a lot of times what you will use is a percent by volume method. So in this case, instead of the mass of the solute, we're using the volume of the solute. So that would be in milliliters, and we divide that by the volume of the solution. Again, make sure you're paying attention here and you're doing the volume of the whole solution, not just the volume of the solvent, and then you multiply it by 100 since it is a percentage. So the example problem for this would be, what is the percentage by volume of a solution that contains 50 milliliters of ethylene glycol and 950 milliliters of water? So my solute here is the ethylene glycol, so that would go on top, the 50 milliliters of ethylene glycol, and then we're dividing it by the total volume of the solution. So 950 milliliters of water is the volume of the solvent. So I've got to add my solute and my solvent volume together to get the volume of the solution, which would be 1,000 milliliters. So then if I did 50 divided by 1,000 times 100, this solution would be 5% ethylene glycol. So very simple, very easy, don't make it complicated, it's pretty straightforward. And I will see you next time when we move on to part 4 of our notes on solutions.